Hey guys, Sam here, welcoming you back to the Bradford City Road to Glory crew mode. As I said in the last episode, I'm going to try and wrap up this series, this season in the next couple of episodes, of course, to get to the Premier League and make this as interesting as possible. Get another transfer window. It's going to be a massive one next season. We're going to lose, of course, Jack Grealish, Lloyd Isgrove, and Tom Lawrence all on the loans, and hopefully we can bring back Lloyd Isgrove permanently. If we can, Jack Grealish, that would be fantastic, but I'm not really expecting it. I'm not really expecting to get him back next season because I don't believe we're going to be getting that much money. I honestly think if we get $1 million, I'll be surprised. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to try and save up the money that I've got this season, give it on a contract to probably James Hansen. I think I'm going to be selling up Hansen next season, so hopefully with that extra contract we can get our money back for this season. And it's going to be interesting. We're going to be letting go of a couple of players, I'm thinking, and bringing in a couple of players. So it'll be very interesting. Hopefully you guys are excited for that and you stick around. But we start off this game very, very well as we go 1-0 up thanks to a penalty that actually Jack Grealish won us. So just talking about Jack Grealish there, saying that I didn't want to bring him back permanently. He's been a brilliant loan signing, but I just don't think we're going to have enough money against Birmingham City here. You know, they pull it back 1-1 pretty much instantly. If you take a look at the times on each of the goals, Birmingham City bring it back, and we just need points right now. You know, last episode we struggled. We suffered 2 losses in the league, back-to-back losses as well. So actually this is like the next game after those 2 losses, so we want to bounce back. We want to get a win. We want points, pretty much is what it's down to now. It's almost focusing on the end of the season. We're not focusing on the performances. Honestly, it's about the results. Even if we perform badly, if we pick up 3 points, I'll be happy with that. You know, right now it's just, what do we have in the tank to get us over the line? That's what it is. We need someone to pull us. We need someone to really just drag us over the line. We need the points. That's what it is. It's how much is left in the tank, how much is this team burnt out, and how much of the injuries affected the team. Of course, Gallagher was out for a couple of weeks. We had Meredith out for a lot of months. It was like 6-7 month injury. We have Harrison Reed and Lloyd Isgrove out at this point in time. As you saw, or if you've been seeing the highlights, Dylan Motley Henry has been the right winger. So it's a very weak side, and it's a very burnt out side, it's got to be said, going into these last couple of games, and it's been tough. So we just need to keep the consistency up. We need to just at least get a point, 3 points here, 3 points there. You know, we just need those points to drag us over the line. That's what it's about right now. And in this episode, this game, we do pick up a point. So it's just 1 point, not the best, but Sam Gallagher is the man of the match. Jack Grealish got the same rating, but unfortunately it was Gallagher who got the actual vote. And that's also very, very close if you guys have been paying attention to that. Now, even though it's close because of EA's votes, you never know how it's going to turn out when you add my votes. Because, of course, every game EA gets 1 vote, whoever the man of the match is. And I pick my man of the match, and we add those 2 at the end of the season. Of course, I don't show you my votes to keep a bit of suspense, a bit of mystery behind it. But yeah, you add my votes as well, and then you get your MVP of the season. Last season it was Zoko, who's not with us. This season, it looks like it's going to be Ben Williams or Sam Gallagher, but still plenty of time. Still plenty of time. Despite there only being a couple episodes of Season 2 left, there's still another, 10 to 15 games left. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting who picks it up. There's a lot of votes up for grabs. And a lot of people have stepped up, and Chuba Akpom is one of those people. A brilliant strike here to put us 1-0 up against Wigan Athletic. Of course, this is the replay of the FA Cup. We drew 0-0 in the first, match, you can call it, not leg. Despite Wigan being a 10-man team by the end of the game, we still didn't manage to get a goal. So, pretty disappointing. But going into this game, we pick up a 1-0 lead very early on, and we pretty much rode that out all the way to the end of the game. As you can see here, in the 83rd minute, Morales, the free agent that I signed in January to just fill up the reserves, actually comes on and scores a goal, which is brilliant. It's probably one of the only goals he's going to score, so he may as well soak it up, may as well, celebrate with the fans. But yeah, he's not really a player I'm taking seriously. He's just a player that I had to bring in because that is how bad the injuries and the fitness is at this point in time. And in fact, the Cup's now are kind of a hindrance. I said in the last episode that I wouldn't mind if we did get through the Cup and win it. But right now, it's really taking its toll. I mean, we have a lot of games coming up in the next couple months. I mean, we're having games every 3 or 4 days, and now the Cup's added to that, and it's really taking its toll, especially on a side with injuries. If we had a full side, I think we'd be okay. But aside with injuries, it's not the best. So, despite picking up a 2-0 win here against Wigan, I'm not quite sure if I do want to carry on in the league, performing, at our best and going all the way. But we're so close, we may as well try. And I believe in the next round we have Aston Villa, so it'll be a big, big test if we can take them down. They actually knocked us out 1-0 out of the Capital One Cup Aston Villa, so it'd be disappointing if we went out to them again. But Gary Little picks up the EA's votes here. He got an assist, which is pretty good. And Gary Little is another one. We were talking about Chuba Akpom just a couple of seconds ago about how he stepped up with that beautiful goal. Gary Little is a man who, if you remember last season, if you're a long-time viewer of this series, you will know Gary Little was actually the fourth choice central midfielder last season when we played a 4-4-2 with a flat 4 in the middle. We had Billy Knott and Harrison Reed as our main two, and we had Jason Kennedy coming in as our third man, and Gary Little really didn't get that much. This season, I'd say that Gary Little has probably been our best central midfielder. Billy Knott has been in and out of the team. Harrison Reed now in and out of the team. Jason Kennedy just hasn't performed. I'd say Gary Little has been our best central midfielder just on performances alone. And he's a man who's definitely stepped up. I think a lot of praise has to go to him for the performances that he's put in. As you can see, Billy Knott and Billy Clark both on the injury list in the reserves. And Harrison Reed and Isgrove, I believe, are back, but Isgrove's not fully fit yet. I think something along those lines. As we go into this game against Wolverhampton, we're at home, so we're trying to pick up all 3 points. It's pretty much necessary, but we start off on the wrong foot as Wolverhampton pick up a goal, of course, just going over everybody. No one was able to pick up the ball off a header or for clearance or anything. Just the last episode of the Super League career mode that I've put up, the same thing happened where no one could get to the headers. It's a bit frustrating, actually. But Wolverhampton, yeah, that player, I forgot who it was. I wasn't reading it. Just sitting at the back, really, just waiting for the ball to come to him. It came to him, and he just had to finish a slaughter past Ben Williams, who actually has dipped a lot in his performances recently. He had a brilliant first half of the season, if you remember, making some incredible saves. And it feels like now he's relying more on his defence to actually pull out the clean sheets rather than himself. So we go 1-0 down here in the second half early on. We're trying to batter that door down and try and just get a goal. And Dylan Motley Henry takes the strike, and it's a beautiful goal. Just holy crap. This Dylan Motley Henry, I actually am a big fan of him. And I do want to keep him as an actual substitute right midfielder because he feels so good. He's only 56, 57, something like that rated, high 50s. But he feels so good with his pace and just, I don't know how he pulled that shot off. He doesn't have the best shooting at all. But sometimes if you just know how much power to put on it, EA does the rest for you and puts it in the back of the net. And that was just a great finish. It's got to be said. And going in to the last half an hour of the game, last 25 minutes of the game, it's Dylan Motley Henry who pulls up a second goal. And wow, he really performed well this game. And I just love the kid. I really do. It's just that sort of story of the underdog who got his chance and made good on it, I forgot when he got his first game. I think it was somewhere in last season. He got his first game and he performed really well. I saw his stats. I was like, decent pace. He can come off the bench. He can, if Isgrove's injured, if he's tired, this guy can come in. He can play cup games. And he's just done very well. And I'm a person who doesn't really, go off overalls. I don't really care about overalls. It's more how the player feels. And Dylan Motley Henry feels good. Another player that feels good is Andy Halliday there, who just persisted and was the man up front for some reason. And he's able to pick up a goal off a tackle. That's why offensive pressure is so important. You never know what you're going to get from it. You put a lot of pressure on the defense. Easier to make a mistake for the defense, the more pressure there's put on. And we're going into the 80th minute with a 3-1 lead after going 1-0 down. Beautiful bounce back. This is exactly what the team needed. It was a good performance as well all around. And this is just exactly what we needed in the league. Just 3 points, a solid win, bag a couple of goals. We seem to be struggling to score goals. This game we scored 3 of them, so that's pretty good. Going forward, hopefully we can work on the goals because we really have been struggling. The fluidity of the team overall just feels a lot less. Just feels a lot more viscous is the word I'm trying to look for. If you don't know what that means, it's pretty much like what honey is. Honey compared to water. Honey is it's liquidy, but it's thick. Water is just fluid. Water will just, do whatever it wants. Honey is more like contained sort of, just thicker and harder to control sort of thing. And that's pretty much how the team's felt. It's felt like honey. And no, it's not been sweet. It's been tough to control. It's been just not as fluid as I'd like. I'd like it to be more like water. That's the weirdest analogy I think I've ever come up with, but I'm gonna roll with it. I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say there. But that's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I'm gonna roll with. It's been a bit rigid, but hopefully we can get a bit of fluidity. And this is exactly what we needed. 3 goals. I don't care about the 2 goals conceded anymore. That's not a record that we're trying to hold anymore. What really matters is that we were able to bag goals. I can always work on the defensive side. I feel like I'm a very good defensive player in FIFA for the most part, especially in career mode, because it's pretty easy to be defensive. You just hold possession, and if the other team doesn't have possession, then how are they going to score? That's pretty much the motto. But when I get frustrated, I give away possession very easily. And then, yeah, it just leads to me conceding goals. So if I just calm down, I think I can perform defensively very well. But the important thing in that game, the thing that I really took away, was that we scored 3 goals. And hopefully going into this Nottingham Forest game, we're able to take off of that and keep going and push, and score a couple goals this game. That was really my hope going into this Nottingham Forest game. Again, very injury-ridden side. The fitness has been really, really poor. Everyone's been tired. We're getting burnt out. It's the end of the season. And this Nottingham Forest game did not help things at all. A rainy day. Nottingham City, I guess it is. I'm not sure. Nottingham? I know that's a place, Nottingham, but what's it called? Like Nottingham City, Nottingham County? It might just be Nottingham. Who knows? Anyway, it's a rainy day, rainy night, and as you can see, all the way in the 80th minute, just nothing doing offensively. Just nothing came from it. Nottingham Forest, they came very close to scoring, and thank God they didn't. Because as you'll be able to see, we didn't score a goal. We did not score a goal. If Nottingham Forest scored a goal, we would have lost all 3 points, but we are able to pick up a point away. It's not that bad if we pick up points away. It's just more the draws at home are the worst. Ben Williams gets stuck in the net, so does the other keeper. Pretty funny stuff there. What are the keepers playing at? But it's 0-0. They're both pretty happy because they both kept clean sheets. But yeah, going into this end of the episode, again, a bit of inconsistency, not the best. Not the end of the episode, sorry, end of this game. I keep mixing up game and episode. I don't know if you guys have, noticed that, but in, the last couple of episodes, I've mixed game and episode both ways so many times. Like I've said, the end of this episode when I meant the end of this game, and the end of this game when I meant the end of this episode. I've done it so many times, especially in the last 3 or 4 episodes, but no, it's not the end of the episode. End of that game, again, very inconsistent. Going into the last game of this episode, there we go, I said it right, we play Aston Villa. As I was saying at the start of the episode, top of the episode, Aston Villa are the team that we're taking on in the next round. I believe it's the quarterfinals, actually, and they knocked us out of the Capital One Cup. 1-0 they beat us, so trying not, we don't want that to happen again. We really don't. But Aston Villa started very well. Samedov is through, and he's put it past Ben Williams to put them up 1-0. Not the best start. Not the best. Aston Villa are a very good FIFA side. That's one thing I've noticed. They're an extremely good FIFA side. The likes of Benteke, Vyman, Agbon Lahore, Delph is an extremely good player. I'm just trying to name off the ones that I can see. Very good side. Very good side. Scott Sinclair there now. Even, I don't know if I said Vyman, but even Vyman's a very underrated player in my opinion. And they're just a really, really well-rounded side. Okora, Bakuna, the defensive team. The defensive side of the team is very good too. Guzan is a very good keeper as well. And Aston Villa, for the second time, knock us out of a domestic cup this season. They knocked us out 1-0 in the Capital One Cup, now 1-0 in the FA Cup. Not the worst, actually, if I'm honest. I don't mind the fact that we got knocked out of the FA Cup. Now it means we can focus on this league and try and pick up as many points as possible. 7 shots, 2 on target. None of them were real chances. That's why I didn't show anything. None of them were real chances, to be honest. It was just sort of at the keeper. I believe Darby was the man who got the vote there. Despite having the same rating as Jack Grealish, of course, he was when you go to the player ratings, it was his face there on the tile. And that's how the league stands. At the minute, we're out of the top 2. Yes, we do have a game in hand, which is not bad. It's against Fulham, actually, and that's next episode. So that's going to be a big one. West Brom, Cardiff, and Brighton make up the rest of the top 6. We really want to get back in that top 2, so it's going to be interesting what happens against Fulham. Stay tuned for the next episode. If you did enjoy this one, make sure you leave a like. Hopefully, I'll be wrapping this up by the end of the 35th episode this season. That is the MVP runnings. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like. As I said before, subscribe if you're new around here. See you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.